recording this so that those that may need to watch back later can get this replay. But welcome, y'all. This is the Investment Masterclass hosted by me, Coach Vince, and Money Mindset University, which is my online coaching platform. In this class, we're talking about the 4 best investment accounts to build wealth. So we're going to dig right on in. We're going to go right into everything. For those that's here for the first time that don't know me, my name is Vince Holloman. I'm a money coach. I'm the creator and founder of Money Mindset University, like I just talked about. My job is to help you save more, make more, and invest more. Tonight, we're talking about investing more, just giving you awareness over what you actually have access to so that you can begin investing with confidence, right? How many of y'all would like to just start investing with confidence? If that's you, put confidence in the chat. Put confidence in the chat. Some of us, we want to invest. We know we should be investing, but we just don't quite have that confidence yet. Put the word confidence in the chat if you want to begin investing with confidence, because I'm sure that after tonight, you will be able to do that. All right. But here's a little bit about my background. For Renee, for E. Wilson, for Viviana, this is a little bit of my background so that y'all can have confidence in me. Right, that's the key. So you don't want to be listening to somebody that don't have experience, that haven't been doing this. So in this white box here, these are my licenses that I used to hold. I used to be a financial advisor. I have my investment licenses, my life insurance license, all these things. I started out in the financial industry around 2017, and I was helping people invest. I was helping people get life insurance. I was doing the whole thing, whole nine, and that's where my background is. So I've been doing this since 2017. I no longer hold a license because if I did, I wouldn't be able to do what I do on social media as openly and just impacting as many people as I can now. So that's a little bit about my background. But here's the 2 main things, and I say this every class, that is really my claim to fame. Like, yes, all these things are great. Yes, the licenses are great. Yes, the people that I've been able to impact are great. But the 2 main things that's really been my claim to fame is, number 1, God, right? God is the leader in my life, right? He controls my steps. He guides every single step that I take. And he's the reason why I'm here right now. If you are a part of my community, if you've came in contact with me through social media, it's all because of God, because he gave me all the ideas. He gave me the vision. He planted all these seeds in me to plant for you guys to help y'all elevate financially. And I truly believe that. So that's my number 1 claim to fame. My number 2 claim to fame is money management. So for those who don't know, I'm a money management expert. I've been doing this since I've pivoted from being a financial advisor. But I realized that money management is really the key for people in order if they really want to invest with confidence. Okay. And I had my class last week specifically talking about mastering your money and mastering money management. And that's the thing that's really got me here to be able to teach y'all and do the things that I'm doing now. Because without money management, I wouldn't have the confidence. I wouldn't have the foundation in place, right? My money, I would still be worrying about money. I would still be constantly thinking and not have a system when it comes to my finances without money management. So that's the second thing that's really tied all this stuff together, is me having a system for my money, having a foundation to be able to teach and to be able to have the mental capacity to give the way I do. And for those that have been with me for a long time, or even for a little bit, y'all know that I give a lot. I share everything that I can with y'all so that y'all can get this value and get this education and begin investing with confidence. So with that being said, over my whole journey, I know what it's like since I started this to be losing the money game. I know how it feels to be in a bad financial position. I know how it feels how to not have so great credit. I know how it feels to be living paycheck to paycheck, to have collections after you, be working in 2 and 3 jobs just to get out the hole, right? For me, that was delivering papers early in the morning, working during the day, and then delivering pizza late at night. So it's really like no sleep for me. I was just going around the clock, constant movement, chasing money. I was feeling stressed. I was anxious. I was overwhelmed. I was overworked. And then I realized one day, I'm like, dang, I need to make some changes, right? I know all this stuff about money. I done went through taking the tests and the exams, and I know how money works. I need to make a change. So what I did was I just made a whole mental shift, a mindset shift. I started investing in myself. I started to get the right knowledge and the guidance. I became financially aware and educated. I worked on my credit. I stopped working so many jobs and living paycheck to paycheck. So I took more income out of my bottom line and was still able to stop living check to check. That's all due to money management, y'all. I want to make sure that that's clear, right? I was going from working 3, 4 jobs, odd jobs, to then working only one job and being able to make ends meet and control and manage my money that way. Then I started thinking intentionally about money. I built a 5-figure savings. I understood and leveraged the power of personal and business finances. I began building wealth by investing. I helped invest over $250,000. And now I just live life intentionally, and I hit goals that I never imagined that I would ever hit, right? And that's all due to money management, giving me the confidence to be able to do these things that I'm teaching you tonight and put myself in position to invest and build wealth and have a platform where I'm able to impact people at such a grand scale. So let's get started here, y'all, by affirming these things. So in the beginning of my journey, it was really about having a mindset shift and having affirmations that you say to yourself or that you repeat to yourself to help you get in the right money mindset, which is why I named my community and my coaching community Money Mindset University, because that's where it starts. How many of y'all believe that? If you believe it starts with the mind, I want you to put mindset in the chat. I want you to put mindset in the chat, right? So repeat after me, also in the chat, so that you can claim these and affirm these going forward, right? I am worthy and deserving of wealth. Money flows frequently and easily to me. I execute and implement on all valuable information. I'm gonna say those 3 again. I am worthy and deserving of wealth. I want you to listen to them. If you're in a room right now where you can speak out loud, I want you to say it too. Don't just write it down, say it too. I'm worthy and deserving of wealth. Money flows to me easily and frequently. And I execute and implement on valuable information. So we don't only want to like speak these words, we actually want to take action on this stuff as well too, right? Which is why I ended with I execute and implement on valuable information. So we not only want to fill ourselves up with the information and the value, but we also want to take action on that. Okay, are y'all following me so far? Are y'all with me? So if you are ready to learn these things right here, okay, get ready to execute and implement. So here's what we're going to learn: the best investment accounts and the order of priority. So how we're going to invest in those in order of priority, how each investment account works, how to take advantage of multiple accounts at a time, and also how to invest in each investment account. I'm going to break everything down line by line so that y'all can understand how each account works, how the money works, and how it's all broken down. So what does this mean for you? So that means that you're going to begin understanding your investments. You begin to invest confidently for your retirement. That way you can begin building generational wealth for you and your family. Okay. So this is the what, right? This is what you will learn, right? And this is what you will gain. These are the benefits. Okay. This is how you will begin elevating your financial life by understanding what you can invest in, having confidence in what you invest in, and actually begin to build that generational wealth for you and your family that you can then teach and pass down. All right. So put wealth in the chat, and also put let's go in the chat if you're ready to learn, implement, execute, and achieve these things. Put a let's go in the chat if you're ready for this. Because we about to get right into it, y'all. I don't want to waste too much time. Put let's go in the chat. I'm gonna take a quick sip of water. And we're gonna get this thing moving. All right. I see y'all saying wealth. See y'all saying let's go. Olivet, I see you. Cool. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. The best investment accounts in order of priority. Here it is right here. Okay, if you're taking notes, go ahead and take these notes. This is how you invest in order of priority, starting with the 401ks. Then we go into the Roth. Then we go into the health savings account. and then we go into the brokerage account. Okay, have y'all heard of these accounts before? Put a yes or a no in the chat. Have you heard of these accounts before? Put a yes or no in the chat. Put a yes or a no in the chat. Ah, perfect. Perfect. So we have heard of these. Good. Let's start with the 401k, 403b, and the Roth 401k. So these are all similar, y'all. These are all similar in the fact that you can, they're all provided by your employer, right? All the 401ks, 403bs, 457 plans, those are all provided by the employer, okay? And you'll learn a little bit later here why each of these accounts are important, and specifically why the Roth 401k is so important too. All right, 401ks, the 403bs, 457 plans, okay? This is separate from the Roth. But here's the breakdown, right? These are employer-sponsored plans where you contribute money that has not been taxed. So this is pre-tax dollars that you're putting into the 401k. To be eligible for this, in most cases, you have to be 21 years old or at least have 1 year of employment. Your investment options are based on the employer, and it's typically within these type of accounts, target date funds. And I'll explain that in a second here. I'm gonna make sure I break all this stuff down for y'all. I need to be able to write on this. Let's keep going. I'll figure that out in a second. But contribution limits, 23,000 if you're under the age of 50. And the match or the catch up is 30,500 over the age of 50. Okay, so this year these things go up. It was 22.5 last year under 50, and then it was 30,000 over the age of 50. This year it goes up about $500, and that's important. So here's the tax status, if y'all are following me here. Tax deferred, tax status, and then contributions are tax deductible. When it comes to withdrawals, you can, before 59 and a half, there's a 10% penalty, plus an income tax penalty as well, or you get taxed at your income tax. Now, with the 401ks and the 403bs, there is a minimum distribution age. All right, it's called a RMD, a required minimum distribution age. For the 401ks or the employer-sponsored plans, that age is 72 years old. So what does that mean? That means you have to start taking money out before 72, or they're going to tax you or charge you a penalty on that money that you have in the account, which I think is messed up, right? But to charge you on money that's yours, that you just have there growing, that's kind of crazy. But that's what they do, right? And you have to be aware of that, because if you aren't aware of that, you get to 72, you see a bill in your when you get your 401k statement of money being deducted from the account. You're like, what the heck is this? It's the RMD, the required minimum distribution age. Okay, so we want to start taking that money before that inside the 401k. We'll talk about why that's important. So here's the 401k example. Here, y'all, let me see if I can write on this real quick. Because originally this was supposed to be on. Give me a second, y'all. Let me stop sharing and pull up this. Let's see if it's working now. So that way we can give y'all some numbers and I can write this stuff out for y'all. Nope, still not working. Okay. That's fine. Here we go. Let me just share my screen again. All right. So I need y'all to listen carefully. Listen to these numbers here. So let's say your yearly salary is 50,000. Your company matches 100%, up to 3%. So what does this mean? Okay, I know y'all see this all of the time. What does this mean? So if you make 50,000 salary, your company is going to match 3% of that. 3% of 50,000 adds up to $1,500. Right? Are y'all following me? Matter of fact, let's do this because I know I can do this. Just so y'all can see the numbers. Okay, y'all gonna thank me for this. We might have to go back and forth, but y'all gonna thank me for this, okay? So remember, we got 50,000, 100% match. 100% up to 3% match. This is gonna be way better for y'all, okay? Because y'all can see these numbers actually. So what you do is you take 50,000, multiply that times 0.03. That number comes out to 1,500. So this is the amount that you contribute. And then guess what? Your job matches up to 100%. So they contribute 1,500 as well. So what does that look like per check? So you take 1,500, and if you get paid bi-weekly, you divide by 26. That number is $58 per check. That's if you get paid bi-weekly. If you get paid monthly, you take 1,500, divide by 12. That's 125 per check. If you get paid bi-monthly, so 2 times a month. These numbers change depending on when you get paid, all right? But you have to be aware and know exactly what that number is for you. Okay, this is how we figure this stuff out. If you get paid weekly, divide by 52. That's about $29 per check. Okay, so that's how the numbers work out, depending on if you get paid bi-weekly, monthly, bi-monthly, and weekly. Okay, super key right there. So that's what that looks like. That's what that means. That's how much you contribute to your 401k. All right, very important. You semi-monthly, good, Joanna, perfect. All right, so that's how the 401k works. Everybody understand that? If you understand that, put the money bag in the chat. If you understand that, or matter of fact, put the number 1 in the chat. If y'all follow that. Perfect. Perfect. All right, cool. I'm glad everybody got it. Now let's go back to the presentation. So this is what your 401k typically looks like, right? This is a typical investment setup that I want to show y'all real quick. All right. So this is the option. So when I say that it's an employer-sponsored plan and that the company picks the investments that you get to pick or choose inside that investment, this is what I mean. When I say target date funds, this is what I mean. So when you look at this, right, you see life cycle funds. Those are all target date funds. That's what that is, target date funds. So that means basically the day that you expect to retire. So if you expect to be at that company long term or for the rest of your career, right, this is something that you look at and say, hey, if I'm gonna be there for the rest of my career, when can I expect to retire? So that number, whatever, however many years that is from now, let's say you plan on retiring in 2045, so that's 20 years roughly from now, then you'll pick that L 2045 lifestyle cycle L 2045 target date fund. That's what that means. Okay. So this is how the setup is set up. Now below here, we see individual funds. Okay, we have a G fund, a F fund, a C fund, a S fund, an I fund. These are all different index funds per se, right? Depending on what you want to invest in. So they have government securities, which are like bonds. You have fixed income, which are like bonds, common stock, small cap stock, and international stock are like stocks, equities, down here below under individual funds. Okay, so you get to choose between those two. You get to choose between those two, right? Or a mixture of both. But what you can do is what's called an 80-20 portfolio, where 80% is in some of these stock indexes, so the common stock, small cap stock, international stock, and then the other 20% is in some of these bonds, government securities, or fixed income index. Okay, depending on how long you have to invest should dictate how many more stocks or what percentage of stocks you have in your portfolio. Now, what most employers do is they do a 60-40 split. So they'll do 60% in stocks, and then they'll do 40% in bonds or fixed income. So they kind of split that up for you in that way automatically. But if you want a little bit more growth, you can do the 80-20, where 80 goes into stocks, and then the other 20% into bonds and stuff like that. All right. So that's how the 401k looks inside the account when you go to pick your investments. So it may not look exactly like this, but it will look similar. Now with the Roth 401k, this is another account. Which instead of being tax deferred down here, is just like the 401k, it's tax-free growth. So how many of y'all have ever heard of the Roth? And I'm gonna talk about the Roth a little bit later, the Roth IRA. How many of y'all have ever heard of the Roth IRA? Put the number 2 in the chat. The Roth IRA is a tax-free growth account. The Roth 401k is the Roth IRA, but on steroids. Why? Because of the contribution limit. The contribution limit is higher with the Roth 401k. So you can contribute the same amount in the 401k, 23,000 under 50, 30,500 over 50. Tax status is tax-free growth, and contributions are non-deductible. Why? Because of it's a tax-free account. It's after tax dollars, so you can't deduct that. Now the rules apply. The early withdrawal rules apply just like the Roth. Okay, before 59 and a half or 5 years, you can't withdraw the money without getting penalized a 10% penalty plus income tax. All right, that's how that works. That's how that works. Now let's break down this. Let's break this down. Let's break this down a little bit. So let me stop this and write this on the board for y'all, so y'all can get this. So this is the Roth, let's say same numbers, except your company matches 50% up to 3% match. Okay. How many of y'all ever heard of a 3% match up to 50%? How many of y'all have ever heard of that before, right? They throw 100%, then they do a 50%. They do a whole bunch of things in different ways based on the employer, right? It's different for each one. So how this looks, same exact thing as before. This is how much you contribute because it's still up to 3%. You still have to contribute $1,500. But now instead your company contributes $750, right? 50% of $1,500. So if you get paid bi-monthly, that's going to be $62.50 per check. If you was to invest that much for 30 years at 7%, that could turn into approximately $322,704. Pretty cool, right? Now, let's say this was the regular 401k, and you wanted to live off 0.04%. Okay. Or let's say 0.05%, right? If you want to live off 5% of this 322,704, that's going to be about 16,000 approximately. If this was the regular 401k, okay, and taxable money, if this was a regular 401k. But guess what? Since this is a Roth, that's not the case. It's tax-free because it's a Roth 401k. So instead of the 16,000 getting taxed, you now get access to 16,000 tax-free. And guess what that is? Just passive income that you can use for whatever. All right. So that's just an example. That's like you just matching your company can help you pay for like all your expenses or certain expenses or your living expenses or whatever the case may be by retirement or even before then if you reach this number before that. Okay, but that's only on $62.50 per check. Okay, if you can contribute more, then you can do that. As long as you go through the order of priority. Okay, so let me pull up back the presentation. And let's continue on. So that's the 401k. Let's move on to the next thing, the traditional IRA and the Roth. Traditional IRA and the Roth. First, let's talk about the traditional. Y'all have heard about the traditional IRA and the Roth IRA before, right? If you have, put the number 3 in the chat. If you heard of these two accounts before, put the number 3 in the chat. Kiana is on it. I see you, Kiana. You ain't here before everybody. So this is how this works. This is a tax-advantaged individual retirement account. So this is not sponsored by your employer at all. This is sponsored by you, right? You open the account, you're in control. Eligibility, you must make earned income. Your investment options, guess what? Because you're in control, you now have more options. You have more flexibility. You get to invest in the stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, whatever you want to inside of the account based on the brokerage account that you open up the IRA with. Okay. Tax status. So the tax status is just like the 401k. It's tax deferred, meaning that you don't pay taxes now, you pay taxes later. The money that you contribute is pre-tax dollars, but in retirement, you're going to have to pay taxes on that. So that's why it's called tax deferred. And just like the 401k, your contributions are can be tax deductible if you choose them to be tax deductible. And you'll understand why I say choose to later when I talk about the Roth IRA. Early withdrawals before 59 and a half get hit with a 10% penalty plus an income tax. And then just like the 401k, it's a 72 year or 72 age of 72 minimum distribution age. So the 401k and the traditional are really similar. The only difference here is the contribution limit. With the 401k, you can contribute up to $23,000 under 50. With the traditional, it's only up to $7,000. And also you get more options. Okay? That's another benefit of the traditional. Instead of just investing in what your employer chooses for you to invest in, you have more options as what you want to invest in. So now let's look at this example. This is an example if your yearly salary is $50,000 and you contribute 10% of your income. You contribute 10% of your income. Let's see what that would look like. Let me break this down for y'all. So if you make $50,000, you contribute 10%. That is $5,000 per year. That equates to about $420 per month. If you was to invest that for 35 years, at 7% into like an S&P 500 ETF or something like that, then that could turn into about $756,443. The 4% rule says that you can live off 4% of your invested assets for a long time, right? Basically living off the interest without ever touching this principal amount. So if you wanted to live off 4%, because for those that don't know, we invest to live off the money, not make money. So we're living off of the $756,443 that we eventually want to pass down to continue to grow for generations. We'll talk about that with the Roth too. Without ever touching this and just hoping, not even hoping, we're growing this money for years on end. But if you was to live off 4%, that's about $30,251 before taxes. Because remember, this is a tax-deferred account. So in retirement, when you take income, this money is going to get taxed. That's how the numbers work out there. Now let's look at the Roth. Let's look at the Roth IRA, the best account, in my opinion. The best account, the absolute best account. So this is the information on the Roth. My bad, I went a little too far ahead. So the Roth is a tax-advantaged individual retirement account that you control. Okay, it's not sponsored by your employer. But here's the eligibility requirements. You must make earned income below $146,000 modified adjusted gross income. That's what MAGI stands for, modified adjusted gross income. Basically, after deductions and stuff like that, as long as your income is below 146, you can invest directly into a Roth IRA. And I'll talk about for those that make more than that. Who here makes more than a 146 per year, approximately? Okay, if that's you, put the number 4 in the chat. But I'll talk about that in a few minutes. Your investment options are similar, just like the traditional. So in the individual account, you're going to have more options. So more options, you can invest into individual stocks, you can invest in the ETFs, index funds, mutual funds, all these things. Just like the traditional, the Roth, the contribution limits are $7,000 per year under 50, or $8,000 per year over the age of 50. Your tax status. So this is a tax-free growth account. The money that you make from your bank account, right? Once that money hits from your job, once that money hits your bank account, right? That's after tax dollars. You take that money and then you put it into the Roth, okay? Because that money is already taxed, it's after tax dollars, and you're contributing with after tax dollars, that then qualifies that money to grow tax-free inside the Roth IRA. Right? But because it's taxed already, you can't deduct that from your taxes like you would a traditional or the 401k. Now, with the early withdrawals, so there's before 59 and a half or 5 years, okay, you're going to get hit with a 10% penalty. So if you wait 5 years, there will no longer be the 10% penalty. But if you, let's say you take out money in 6 years, but it's before the age 59 and a half, you will still have to pay income tax on that money because it's before 59 and a half. But after 59 and a half, there's no taxes, no penalty, nothing. That's completely tax-free money. So what they want to do is incentivize you to continue to grow that money over the long run, which is why I talk about money management being a key component of your finances, so that you can actually do that with confidence without feeling like you need that money early, right? Unless it's just a clear advantage or a clear benefit why you should take that money early. That's why you need to have the foundation in place. So let's look at, for those that make more than 146 modified adjusted gross income, you won't be able to directly invest into a Roth IRA, but you can indirectly invest into a Roth IRA with something known as the backdoor Roth conversion. How many of y'all have ever heard of this before? Put a yes or a no in the chat. If you've heard it, put a yes. If you haven't, put a no. How many of y'all have ever heard of the backdoor Roth conversion? So what this is, for those that saying no, it's a lot of y'all. Okay, Jordan, Eunice. What this is the IRS, I don't know why they even do this. I guess it's just like trying to keep secrets from people, because as I can see, it's a lot of no's in here. But they allow you to invest in a Roth IRA, but you just can't do it directly. What you have to do if you make more than $146,000 is these 3 steps right here. Is you open up a traditional IRA. Because there's no income limit for the traditional IRA, you can contribute the $7,000 into the IRA. What you want to do is you want to make sure that that's a non-deductible contribution into the traditional IRA. Why do we want to make sure it's a non-deductible contribution to the IRA? Because if it's a deductible contribution, that means when we do step number 3, it's going to get taxed. But if we make a non-deductible contribution, meaning we elect that when we put the money into the account, right? There's an option when you invest into the traditional of a deductible contribution or non-deductible. Okay, we make that election when we do that. And then once the money is in the account, we don't invest it yet. Okay, into the traditional, we don't invest it. Before we invest it, we take that cash basically in that account and we convert it to a Roth IRA. Once the account is converted to a Roth IRA, then we invest that money. Then we can invest it and invest normally like we normally would if we were investing directly into a Roth IRA. So that's the backdoor Roth conversion. I would have to do a whole nother class specifically on that, but that's the gist of how that works. So there's no hope lost if you make more than $146,000. You can still take advantage of the tax advantage. You're just gonna have to take a couple more steps before investing into the Roth IRA. If that was valuable information, I want y'all to put the fire emojis in the chat, put a thumbs up, something in the chat, just to let me know that y'all got that value, because that's key for those that are that may be about to make more than that or make more money, that's very key to know. So that way you don't miss out on the tax advantage. You can still take advantage of it and still get your money. Why? Because this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is exactly what it looks like. Let me get these numbers real quick. So let's say you invest. Let's say you invest, you do the backdoor Roth, or you invest straight into the Roth IRA, directly into the Roth IRA. Let's say you make $450, $4,500 a month from your job, and you want to contribute 10% of your income to investing, right, in the Roth. So what does that look like? And mind you, I'm doing these scenarios because I'm big on money management, right? I did a salary example, I did a annual example, and now I'm doing a monthly example just to show you how simple you can break this down for yourself. But let's say we do 10% of that. Okay, that's $450 a month into the Roth. Let's say we do that for 35 years and we earn 7%. That would be about $810,000. If we do the 4% rule, which allows us to take money from our investment accounts without ever touching the principal, right? This amount is the principal. Start taking money from our account, from that 810 without ever touching that 810. We could live off of 32,418 approximately per year. Now, let me ask y'all this. This is a Roth IRA. Is this money taxed or is it tax-free? Y'all let me know in the chat. Is this 32,000 taxed or tax-free in the Roth IRA? Kiana don't play. This is tax-free. Tax-free, y'all. Completely tax-free in retirement after 59 and a half, right? Here's what's so powerful about this, right? We never touched the 810, 474. Okay, unlike the 401k and unlike the traditional IRA, there is no RMD. What is the RMD? That's the required minimum distribution age. Because there's no RMD, that means we never have to really start taking this money out if we don't need it. We can pass that down and let our kids contribute $450 per month to this. Just do the same thing you just did, right? For 35 years at 7% for themselves. Okay? If I do that math right now, hold on, let me see. I ain't even do this math yet. Let me do it right now for y'all. So if you start out with 810 for 35 years and you contribute $420 per month. Woo! They do that, okay? 9.37 million by the time they retire. Sheesh, right? And they don't really, once this is there, okay, that's generational wealth. They don't really have to work no more unless they want to, because they can live off 0.04% of this, which is, what's that? About 300,000 a year. Doing nothing without ever touching this. How powerful is that, y'all? How powerful is that? How powerful is that? Put the fire emojis in the chat, because this is the type of stuff that we are doing. You may have to be the person to start this, right? You may have to be the person to start this part, but that could end up being something like this for your heirs, for your kids, for your kids' kids, for your grandkids. And that's really just like, that's 2 generations. That's how quickly like this can happen if you teach it and you pass it down, right? 130 is 2 35-year periods, 70 years between you started something that you then pass down to the next generation. That's fire. When I first learned about this is what got me so hyped and so adamant about teaching investing. Number one, this is what made me want to get my investment license. But then, it made me want to teach about money management and really about how we can start doing these simple things and investing with confidence, so that we can actually start doing this stuff instead of just talking about it. Because I'm all about execution, taking action. So that's the Roth IRA. So with that being said, since we're talking about action, since we're talking about executing and achieving these goals, here's what it would look like if you invested this amount per month, and what it would turn into. That first number after the equal sign is 30 years. The last number after the equal sign is 40 years. That's what it would turn into. If you earned 7%, 7 to 8%, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure. Let me double check. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, it's 10%. Yeah, so 10%. Okay, this is what you can expect. Okay, per year. I mean, after 30 years and after 40 years. Now, in the chat, I want you to put down which dollar amount per month could you commit to right now. I want you to put that in the chat. Which dollar amount could you commit to per month? I see 100. I see 200. I see 400. I see another 100. Okay, good. So we need to, even if it's $50, even if it's 100, we have to start somewhere. Because what happens is once you get in the process, once you start the process, then your mind transitions to, okay, after learning information like this, how can I start contributing more? What can I cut back on? What skill can I learn? How can I then start getting to these numbers a lot quicker by adding more and increasing my contributions each year? Very, very key, y'all. Very key. Let's keep it moving. Now, how do you use multiple accounts to maximize your retirement? So we were just talking about individual accounts. Now let's talk about using multiple accounts to maximize your retirement. So this is called the match and max method. The match and max method, where you match your company's contribution to your 401k, and then you max your Roth IRA. Y'all follow me? So remember this: the match and max method. Let me draw this out for you. So let's say you contribute and do the match and max method. Okay, so let's go with the example from before. Let's say your company matches, they do the 5% match. Okay, so earlier that was $125 a month. If you get paid bi-weekly, roughly $125 a month, plus the $450 a month, the example that we just did with the Roth IRA. So earlier that was 430,000 with the 401k. With the Roth, that was 810,000 with the Roth. So those two numbers come out to about 1.2 million together. Now remember, this 430,000. Okay, if we live off 4% of this, let's do 5%. We do 5% of this, the 430, that's 21,500 approximately per year. that is before tax. This right here, if we do the 4% rule, is approximately 32,000. And this is, let me rewrite that so that that's clear. 32,000 for 18. And this is tax-free. Why? Because it's in the Roth. Now, this is taxed. That's going to be taxed, but this is completely yours. So that's going to be approximately anywhere between 40 to 50,000 in income, passive at this point. That's how you can do the match and max method to maximize your retirement. This right here is just contributing what your job contributes. This right here is contributing 10% of your income and living off 90. Like, think about that. All we doing is, we basically doing the minimum. Okay? If you can manage your money to the point where you can do the minimum, this is what the minimum looks like. All you have to do is do it. Y'all follow me? Y'all tracking? This is why this is so important. The knowledge and the information is key. Now it's about having a game plan to get there and to do it and to follow through and implement on this stuff. Right? So that's how we maximize or use multiple accounts to maximize retirement and maximize investments. Very key that we do that. Let's finish this thing out, y'all. I got two more accounts, two more type of accounts to show y'all. We have the health savings account. Now, this is optional. I put this in here because some people may or may not qualify for this. So let's talk about it. A health savings account is health insurance, right? Investing account for healthcare expenses. In order to be eligible for this, you need a high deductible health plan. Most HSAs offer mutual funds and some stocks, right? Some give you more flexibility, some don't. But the contribution limits is $4,150 per year for a single person, or $8,300 for families. The tax status. So this is a tax-free growth account. It's very similar to the Roth IRA, except the contributions are tax deductible. So you get a triple tax advantage. So the first tax advantage, I want y'all to put this in the chat. The first tax advantage is tax-free growth. That's number one for the health savings account. The second tax advantage is that the contributions are tax deductible. So you can contribute to this and then write off what that full $4,150 in taxes. And then here's the third one. Okay. Tax-free income. You get the triple dipper. You get all three with the HSA if you're eligible for it and if you're enrolled in a high deductible health plan. And it has the option of an HSA. You might want to look into taking advantage of that because of that reason. Number one, tax-free growth, the triple tax advantage. Tax-free growth, tax deductible contributions, and tax-free income in retirement. Now, as far as withdrawals, if you do withdraw this money on non-medical expenses, it's a 20% penalty. plus income tax. So before age 65, you can only use it for medical expenses, but that the use for medical expenses is tax free. Anything else is a penalty because it's a health savings account. It's for health expenses. Now, after age 65, you can use that money on anything. Okay, just like the Roth. No taxes, no, it's tax free, completely tax free. Next account is the individual brokerage account. This account is cool, y'all. I really like this as an additional investment account after you max out. So, for example, if your job doesn't offer a 401k, you will invest into the Roth, the HSA, and then the third one will be the individual brokerage. If you're eligible for the individual brokerage, then you would invest into something like this. And here's why. Here's why. All right. So let's see. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how it works. So this didn't update, but this is an individual plan that's not sponsored by your employer. Okay, where you contribute money that has been taxed. Okay, this is your money. This is money that you contribute that you get paid from. You must be 82. I mean, you must be 18 years old at least. The investment options are wide and few. You can invest into stocks, ETFs, mutual funds, really whatever inside of the individual brokerage. The contribution limits are unlimited. So you can invest however much you want to invest in this account. The tax status, there's no tax advantage, but there is such thing called capital gains tax. And I'll talk about that in the next slide. But as far as early withdrawals, before 1 year is taxed at your income tax rate. After that, then it's taxed at your capital gains tax rate. I'm about to talk about that here for 2024. So these are the capital gains tax rate for single and married people. So the capital gains tax rate says as long as you have this money invested for a year and a day, so longer than a year, you get these capital gains tax rate whenever you start taking money out. So you get taxed at a 0% tax rate anywhere up to $47,000. If you're single, up to $94,050 if you're married. 15% tax rate between $47,000 and $518,900. That's a big gap, right? That's a big range. If you're single, $94,000 to $583,750 if you're married. And then over $518,900, you get taxed at a 20% tax rate. Pretty cool, right? Let me share why that's cool or why that's awesome. So this is should be 47,000. But let me write this out for y'all, okay? This is the last example here. Let me share with this because this is key because this is something that you can add to your toolbox that most people don't know about. So remember that the is 0% tax rate from 0 to 47,000 roughly. Okay, it's a 15% from 47,000 to I think it was 588K roughly, and then 20% on everything over 588. Remember that. Now, let's say you invest $100 a month in an individual account. Let's say you do that for 40 years, right? It's just money that you really don't need. You just invest in it at 10% per year. Hey, that money, that is approximately 1,048,000 if you do that over that time frame. And let's say you take 4%, that's about 40,000 or so. Now that 40,000 falls within which range, y'all? The 0% tax range. Because you had this for more than a year. 40 years is more than a year, right? This money is what? Somebody put in the chat. This whole 40,000 is yours. What? These two words right here. Put in the chat. Tax free. Okay. Most people don't know about this. Most people don't even think about this. Most people don't know that this is an option, but it very much is an option. It very much is an option that you can take advantage of to start investing with confidence, start building wealth, and also like just play the game, right? Play the money game and win the money game. Most people playing the money game and don't know how to win. They don't know the rules. When you learn the rules, okay, you can start playing it. You can start winning. Because I guarantee you a $500,000 income ain't no, you're not getting taxed at 15%, not on no earned income. You're not getting taxed at 20% on $1 million income. So when you learn the rules to the game, you can start playing the game with confidence and start winning the game. And that's what I'm teaching here. Very key. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. So with that being said, who learned something from this class? Who got some value from this class? Let me know in the chat. What did you learn? Put one thing that you learned from this class. Put one thing. Tax-free, right? Tax-free growth. What else did you learn? What else did we learn from this class? Let's see. I can invest into more than one account, says Jordan. Tax-free growth, how to utilize my HSA. Yeah, that's big, right? Tax-free growth. It's triple advantage account. The different types of accounts, absolutely. Money management is within reach. Yep. It takes little money to invest to have a lot in the future. Absolutely. That's a good takeaway. You need a brokerage account, Nikki said. Tax-free on the HSA. Learn that I match my employer. The difference between accounts, tax-free investment. Boom. Like y'all learned a lot. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. But put a 1 in the chat if you like to continue to learn how to start doing this. Capital gains, absolutely. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to continue to learn how to start doing this, get guidance, get step-by-step coaching, get all these things in order to start putting this stuff into practice. To make sure that you're not doing it wrong when you do it and that you do it the right way the first time. Put a 1 in the chat. Because look, y'all, this is the type of stuff that you can learn what to invest in to grow your money, the best assets to invest in their historical performance, the easiest asset class to begin investing into, stocks and ETFs, and how to do your research. That's important. How to create your own ETF as a beginner, the best investing platforms for long-term investing, how to know how much to invest, how to build wealth passively, how to open a Roth IRA step by step, how to invest inside your Roth IRA and buy stocks and ETFs, the best investing platforms for your kids, how to invest for your kids, the best 3 accounts open for your kids. I'm giving y'all all of this. I want y'all to understand all of these things and how to use all these things to your advantage. That's what I want to teach you. And you can learn that inside the Wealth Builder Starter Pack, which is my course on investing. It's my investing masterclass course. It's 4 classes that's going to teach you all of these things. Similar to this class, it's going to go into depth on each of these topics right here. This is some of the reviews that I've gotten from the class. On this top left here, somebody put a 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. They learned about how to properly invest. Investing has always been scary for them because of the lack of knowledge about their finances. and they was taught the tools and what platforms they should use to invest properly. Somebody else said, this has been the best thing I've learned in 10 years. This is great information. I wish they taught me this 10 years ago in finance class. This class was fire. The 80-20 rule, a loan is one thing I've never heard of for a breakdown into investing. What's up, coach? I'm so excited. I finished up the bundle. I used to do this in a bundle, but they said they purchased from you a few days ago. It's so informative, and I have pages of notes. These classes have answered so many questions I've had about my money and investing. I'm excited to get started on building wealth for me and my children. Thank you for providing these gems for this community. I appreciate you, and you are a blessing to me and for all of us. This is really what keeps me going, and this is what really motivates me each and every day to keep doing this stuff, because I get messages like this basically on a daily, y'all, and it's so inspiring, and I'm so glad that I'm able to use my platform and my gift that God gave me to impact so many people. Okay, so look, this is the total value of everything inside of this course. This course is worth $97 of value. You're gonna learn really $1 million worth of value in this class, because that's how much your assets can grow into, that you can live off of in the future based on this class. But the total value is $97 to learn all these things. But I'm not going to charge $97. Today, for people that's here, you can get this for $47. Okay, all of this stuff for a one-time payment plus lifetime access. So why do I say lifetime access? Because this stuff changes on a yearly basis, y'all. This stuff changes a lot. And so every year I have to come in here, I have to make sure that we're up to date, that the platforms are up to date, that the information that I'm providing you is up to date. So you'll automatically get these updates as we update the classes, as the information updates, as rules change with the IRS and with the government, and how much that you can contribute within these platforms. Okay, so $47 is the one-time payment if you wanted to get access to that today. So what I'm gonna do is put the link in the chat to get the Wealth Builder Starter Pack. Now, if you're still here, I want you to put a 7 in the chat if you like to get my personal help with getting you started. So in the beginning, what I talked about is money management, right? Money management is the reason why I am in the position that I'm in now. And it gave me the plan to be able to put forth the things that I'm doing and being able to impact and teach people and help people the way that I do now. So if you like my personal help with getting you started, with me creating a plan for you, a personal plan, with me sitting down with you and creating a strategy for you to begin doing this, I want you to put the number 7 in the chat, because I have something for you too. So this is called this is Money Mindset University. Inside Money Mindset University, you're going to become aware of your finances. You're going to learn how to start and decrease day-to-day money decisions. You're going to end the paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle, become financially stable, and begin enjoying your money. This is where you build wealth with confidence, like I talked about before, secure your financial future, and create space for mental deliverance and peace. This is where you have the financial capabilities to pursue your passion and develop skills to also increase your income. Now, the value of this is around $3,297. I put a whole bunch of stuff into Money Mindset University to help you do these things that I say on the left side here, and help you do that and help you really accomplish those things. I put a lot of personal time with you, as you will see here on this next slide, to make sure that that's something that you're able to get done. These are people that I personally helped. So these are a little bit more specific, but they were able to get my personal help with some of this. So if we look on in the middle to the, really anywhere on here, I'm gonna pick one. Let's see, I'm gonna just go to the middle. Coach Vince has opened my eyes to saving and investing, always willing to answer my questions. Before joining MMU, I was lost as far as investing in the stock market. I didn't know what I was doing. Needless to say, I lost money, lost patience, lost interest. With coaches' advice, classes, and videos, I've learned so much about saving and investing and mortgage gems. I'm more relaxed and patient with my approach with its option plays, and I've recovered some of the money that I've lost. Thanks so very much, Coach. Another one, thank you for opening my eyes on financial literacy. When I came across your TikTok, everything is always so easy to understand. Always willing to help and share your knowledge. Totally appreciate the community you've built. Keep up the great work, and I'm here for the long haul. Like, I got people that's with me, that have been with me since 2020, 2021, and it's 2024 because of, just the way that I've been able to personally impact them and help them and give them exactly what they need, right? Some people just need somebody to make sure that they're on the right track, that they're guided and doing the right things and making the right decisions, especially when it comes to their finances. And I really pride myself on being able to do that for people that's a part of Money Mindset University. Here's some more stuff. For example, somebody said, thank you for doing what you're doing for our community, specifically people of color. We were never taught this part, and I'm sure we were never the target audience, which, come on now. But we're here. I'm fortunate enough to have a solid income, but I wasn't certain where to invest it to maximize my earnings. I'm much more confident today. Somebody said they have a new stream of income. They was worried that they would end up living paycheck to paycheck because of generational trauma. Coach Vince assured me that I'm able to meet the needs of my family, and rest assured things are turning around. This is this is amazing. Like, y'all, like, reading this, I'm still getting chills just going back and reading this stuff. Like, here, what Gwen said, I started following Coach Vince on TikTok over a year ago. His teachers was everything that I practiced. But the one thing I was lacking is the knowledge of how the stock market works. He has taught me so much in a short amount of time. I went from a yearly membership to a lifetime membership. Coach is very patient and pleasant about it. I would suggest anyone to get the membership and let Coach Vince help you reach your financial goals. With his help, I may have my investments back, and it was worth every penny. Thanks, Coach Vince, for all you do. You are a beast and the original GOAT, if you know what I mean. So this is the type of people that's inside of our community. These are the type of people that we're impacting. Like, we're helping people change and restructure and rethink money and really start elevating their finances, which is all I ever wanted to do, y'all. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm able to do this and impact so many people. But let me ask you this. Would this be something that's worth it if I only showed you how to save, make, or invest an additional $500 a month? And let me explain. So $500 a month is $6,000 per year that you can put towards a house, a car, moving out, starting a business, or a side hustle. $6,000 per year that you can use for a nice vacation. You can leverage to make an additional $300 to $600 per week, just learning one skill that I teach inside of our coaching program. $6,000 per year that you can invest, and then over 20 years at 7%, that could turn into a modest $263,191. Would that be worth it? Yes or no, y'all? Let me know in the chat if that would be worth it if I only did this. Now, obviously, from reading the reviews and the testimonials, I can help you do a lot more, right? But if I only did that, would that be worth it? So look, the value is $3,297. But what I want to do and offer to the next 7 people only. Now, I say 7, which is a specific number because, well, 7 is one of my favorite numbers as well, but I can only accept 7 more members into our community. All right, because I'm so hands-on, because I'm so involved, because I want to make sure that everybody that joins has the results and get the results that my past members have reached. I want to be that involved and help you. So for the next 7 members, you can get access for $300 a year annual membership. This is going to help you eliminate the lack of knowledge and education with all of my courses on money management and investing. It's going to help you eliminate procrastination and the lack of motivation with our private, like-minded community, so you can get around other people inside of our community that's on the same journey as you. It's going to help you eliminate emotional and psychological factors with my money mindset training and direct communication and support from me. And then for the next 7 members only, I'm also going to give you or do for you a done for you money management plan. So that money management plan is going to break down everything that you need here, step by step, starting with your finances, starting with your budget, creating a money management system for you, showing you exactly what you should be doing to help you reach your goals, your financial goals, the top 3 financial goals that you have. Then showing you exactly how to invest, how to get started investing. And I'm going to do all of that for you because I know the reality of really looking at all this stuff and trying to figure out what would be best for you is kind of daunting. It's kind of scary. So I'm going to sit with you one-on-one. We're going to do it. I'm going to create a done for you plan, and we'll walk through that plan together on a call. Make sure that you get started the right way within our program so that you can get and reach these results sooner rather than later. So most people, what they do, the people that get in and set up their meeting with me and get started, within the next 60 to 90 days, they've already knocked off at least 1 to 2 goals from their plan within those 60 to 90 days. So that's what the people that take action, that's the people that get in and actually start implementing the things that I teach and hop on that done for you call to get that money management plan. So that's going to be only $300 per year membership for the next 7 people only. And that's at the link that's in the chat right now. So if you want to grab that, if you already did, let me know that you did by saying I'm in the chat. So that way I know that you're in and we can get you started with the enrollment process into the coaching program. Okay. So this is what it looks like. This is how you enroll. So if you look in the chat, there's 2 links. The first link is for the Wealth Builder Starter Pack. It's $47, the one-time payment plus lifetime access and updates. So this is how it looks. You hit that link, you hit buy now, you put in your email, and you put in your payment information, you hit continue payment, then submit payment, and that's it. Okay. Who said that they were in? Somebody said that they were in. Olivet. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Am I able to help someone over 50? Yes. Okay, it's all about the money management system. The first link, $47 one-time payment. The second link is the annual membership. Okay, it's a $60 discount, so you won't be paying like $30 a month. You save $60 over the year. You get access to everything, all of my classes, courses, coaching programs, monthly coaching, all of that stuff. Direct access to me, plus the done for you custom money plan, and you get a 30-day money back guarantee. So I'm super confident that I'm going to help you reach the goals and give you a plan to help you reach that goal. As long as you go through the content, you implement the information, and you follow every step that I tell you to do inside that plan. And for some reason, it doesn't help you in any way, then I'll give you 100% of your money back. Okay. So, but that's only for the annual membership. For people that do the annual membership. Okay. But that's how to enroll. Again, if you're in, let me know that you're in. I see that a couple people have said that they're in already. But if you want to sign up, make sure you do so at the link down below or in the description below. Okay. So let's do a real quick Q&A. Answer some questions real quick for y'all. For those that have any other questions about the program or about anything that I taught tonight, let's do a real quick Q&A to make sure I answer you guys' questions. So if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat so that I can answer them and help you best way I can while we're on this call. Let's see who made it in. Nicole, I see you. I see you made it in. Congratulations. Welcome to the fam. We're going to get you enrolled. You should be receiving an email from me pretty soon after this call, after this live class is over. All right, let's see. Questions. Okay, I have the membership. How do I get the custom plan set up? When you go to the coaching program, so when you go to the coaching program guide, that's going to be the very first thing that you do under the Welcome Start Here section. In that Welcome Start Here section, there's going to be a link to schedule your MMU orientation call. In that orientation call, that's when you get the custom money plan set up. My boss doesn't match, but contributes profit sharing. They say it's better, but I don't know if it is. Profit sharing is better, definitely. If you believe that you're going to be at that company for quite a while, right? If you believe that, and it's a growing company, then yeah, it's definitely better because you get a profit. I mean, a portion of the profit of the company versus just like investing. So that can come out as like a big bonus as well. But that all depends on a bunch of factors with the company and if it's a growing company and if they're expecting like to really share, depending on how much percent profit or profit sharing you have, right? It could really be beneficial. So I would say definitely take advantage of that. You never go wrong with that. You're welcome, Nancy. Glad to help. Any other questions? I have a lot of, you got 40K in credit card debt, over 80K in taxes, and 180 in student loans. Should I focus on paying off the debt first before I start investing? I feel like all extra on the debt, or should I at least invest something small? I was told to focus on debt first. Yeah, so but even before that though, yes, I think the first thing that you should focus on is saving for yourself. So I mentioned this in the Master Your Money class. We wanna position ourselves and position our foundation first before like paying off all of our debts. So we want to, instead of like paying our debts with no foundation, no savings, we want to have savings and then attack the debt. So what does that mean? That means we need to build up a pretty good, a solid savings first, just to give ourselves that foundation and security first, then start attacking the debt. All right. So if that's not in place, if the savings are not in place, if you don't have at least 10,000 saved, I would say save that. Save that up first, pay the minimum towards the debt. And then once that 10,000 is saved, then we can create a game plan for attacking the rest of that stuff. But it all starts with you being secure first and having the foundation so that you can actually attack the debt without being worried about staying in that never-ending debt cycle. Because if you don't have anything saved and you're just paying off debt, trying to get rid of debt as soon as possible, if something does pop up, you're going to have to go back into debt. You're going to be in more debt, and that cycle just going to continue to keep going on and on forever and ever. So that's what we want to tackle first. Save first, debt, and then invest. Because once we get a hold of the debt, then we can invest with confidence. The debt is really what's killing, or the high interest debt is really what's killing your gains as far as investing goes anyway. So we just want to make sure that we have the savings in place to be able to do that confidently. Thank you, yeah, that's a great question. All right, let's answer one more question if we have one more. No other questions, y'all? Well, listen, Nikki, you think you brought the... Hold on, I don't even see that question. You thought you bought the wealth plan? Yes, there will be a recording. Everybody will get the recording of this class as long as you signed up. If you signed up, you'll get the recording. If you didn't sign up, then you might not get it. But as long as you register for the class, you should be good. I saw a message that for some reason didn't pop up. Yep. Yeah, Nikki, let me know or send me an email if you did. It should definitely be in your emails. Good question. Yes, you're welcome. All right. So look, y'all, thank you so much for attending this class. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to be able to do this and teach and really do what I love and help people and give people this information, because it's important that we take it. It's important that we use it and we utilize it to our advantage, right? But it's not going to mean anything if you don't take action, if you don't actually execute on the information, if you don't actually take heed to what was taught and actually put it into practice. Y'all feel me? So you have to do something, even if it's just creating a plan on how much you're going to invest, right? Like that slide that I showed you of, how much could you commit to? Commit to that number, right? Find a way to really commit to that number, or just go ahead and set it up. Even if you don't send it to an investment account right now, start scheduling that money and sending it to a separate account just to get ready to start investing it. Like, get in the habit of doing those things right now so that that's not an issue going forward. That way, it's like, instead of like having to turn on that habit, it's already something that's already there. Then it's just transferring that from one account to the investment account. Hey, everybody good? Y'all following me? So again, I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for being a part of this class, especially here on a Sunday night at that, before the week gets started. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure. Until next time, I will see y'all in the next class. I do these classes on a monthly basis. So stay tuned if you missed this one, or if you want to catch the replay, or if you want to make sure that you run it back and catch it again in case you missed something. Stay tuned to my socials and to my emails and everything that I send out. Okay, but until next time, remember, believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and most importantly, love yourself. Y'all have a good night. Let's have a great week. Let's go.